Everyone join us today. I can see colorful shirts and our snapback caps. It is such a pleasure to have everyone join us today at the exchange. And also, we also have the online audience joining us. If you are online, we recognize you, we see you. Thank you for joining us today. It is great to have you as well. Very quickly, today we have the management and the team of Fidelity Bank with us today, and they will be making a presentation on the rights issue and public offer. And this combined offer, of course, is open to the public today, Thursday, June 20th, 2024, and will close on Monday, July 29th, 2024. You will hear more from the management about that in a short while. Yes, so very quickly, I'd like to introduce the management of NGX and, of course, the Fidelity Bank that we have today. I'll start with the Chairman, Board of Directors, Nigerian Exchange Limited, Mr. Aonsi Onugwe. CEO, Nigerian Exchange Limited. Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Olufemi Shobanjo, the CEO, NGX Regulations. And we have Alahaj West Directorate, Dr. Kenneth Okpara. Thank you, sir. Executive Director, South Directorate, Mrs. Pamela Shodipo. Thank you, ma'am. Executive Director, Corporate Banking Directorate, Mr. Abolore Sholebo. And Non-Executive Director, Mr. Chidozie Agbapo is here. Thank you very much, sir. We also have the President and Chairman of Council, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, Mr. Oluropo Dada. Oh, he'll join us. And then we have Chairman of Ashon Sam, Mr. Sam Onukwe. Thank you very much, sir. We have Onome Komolafe, the Head Shared Services and Clients Operations, the CEO of Stanbic IBTC Capital, Mr. Oladele Shotubo. Thank you very much, sir. We have the CEO of Ion Global, Mr. Jubril Enakele. Thank you very much, sir. We have the CEO of Kauri Asset Management, Mr. Johnson Chuku. Thank you very much. If I did not mention your name, please, to everyone that is here, we recognize you, we see you, we love you. Thank you. Also, very quickly, let's go straight to the agenda for today. And please make welcome with me the acting CEO of NGX, Mr. Jude Chiemeka, for his welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to rely on the protocol that has already been established. We do have the chairman of NGS Limited, who I believe is more qualified to welcome us, but I'll just speak to what we have been up to here at the NGX. We're really delighted that Fidelity has chosen to use this platform to communicate its financial performance, operational developments, and strategic plans to undertake a capital raise. The figures will also be made available in the course of their presentation. Your presence here today underscores your dedication to providing relevant information to the market, and we anticipate that today's interaction will be fruitful, and it will also encourage transparency and ultimately enhance greater participation in the public offer that the bank intends to undergo. At NGX, we remain steadfast in our commitment to deepening the capital markets and fostering an environment conducive to sustainable growth and innovation. And through initiatives that are aimed at enhancing market liquidity, investor confidence, market integrity, and also attracting new listings. NGX continues to play a pivotal role in facilitating capital formation and investment opportunities across various sectors of the economy. Furthermore, as part of our commitment to sustainability and environmental responsibility, NGX is actively driving initiatives to reduce net carbon emissions and also promote ESG, environmental, social governance goals within the Nigerian capital market. We recognize the urgent need to address climate change and promote sustainable development, and we are working closely with our listed companies, regulators, and stakeholders to integrate ESG principles into business operations and investment decisions. Through collaborative efforts and innovative solutions, NGX is dedicated to fostering a greener and more sustainable future for generations to come. Notwithstanding the domestic and global economic uncertainties that we have seen, the Nigerian capital market has remained resilient, with impressive performance indicators underscoring its strength, agility, as well as sustainability. The Nigerian capital market posted unprecedented performance in 2023, with all share index reaching record highs of over 74,000 basis points for the first time since the inception of the exchange. I think we deserve a round of applause for that. The market closed up significantly, 39.84% in Q1 2024, making it stand out as the leading exchange in the world. Our support for listed companies extends to enhancing investor and customer understanding of the unique benefits associated with investing in such companies through our X Academy. The X Academy is our learning platform where we just expose market participants as well as new investors to the market around the rudimentaries, and we also help listed companies familiarize themselves with all the protocols, all the listing requirements, and all the trainings associated with being listed as well. And then our investment in Ethiopia Securities Exchange, which also demonstrates our commitment to driving growth and innovation in African capital markets. The exchange has also made several capital investments into the exchange's technology, ensuring that we've had no downtime in 5 years, allowing investors a seamless ability to transact on the exchange. These engagements support the exchange's efforts in ensuring positive impact on listed companies. I therefore use this opportunity to invite Fidelity PLC and all stakeholders to leverage the benefits of listing on the exchange, including improved access to capital, increased global profile, and access to liquidity. We thank you, our guests, for your presence today, as well as those that have joined us online. Finally, let me use this opportunity to thank my colleagues who have worked tirelessly with the Fidelity team to put this event together, especially my colleagues in primary markets, as well as our corporate communications. I must also thank the NGS regulation for what they do for the market, regulating the market, using all kinds of modern trends to ensure that market participants, listed corporates, behave accordingly, and that genders a lot of confidence for investors, ensuring that investors' funds are protected when they do invest. And the CEO of that business is Mr. Femi Shobanjo. I think they deserve a round of applause for what they do for our markets. Thank you very much. I know this is really a very, very good day for the market, and it's important to point out that we have had listings for a while, and listings have always been by introduction. But this is really a bold step for the exchange, and we're really delighted that Fidelity is blazing this trail. We've seen all kinds of announcements, we've heard all kinds of comments, but it's just to be assured that the NGX is really prepared technology-wise to be able to absorb all the interest that will be expressed. We do believe that all the investments we've made in technology will begin to materialize going forward on all the various corporate governance instituted by the exchange will always be really respected, and we're not likely to see what we saw in 2004, 2005, because the market's a lot more transparent, it's a lot more regulated, and the participants can be assured that all of these processes that were put in place will ensure that the interest of the market is protected. But before I take my seat, it's also important to point out that this offering is of twofold. We have the rights issue, which is quite normal, but they are also coming for a public offer, which we have not had in a very long time. And I think for this, Fidelity does deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much for your time, and do enjoy your stay at the exchange.
Thank you very much. Right about now, please make welcome with me the Chairman of Nigerian Exchange Limited, Mr. Aonsi Onugwe, for his remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see so many familiar faces and old friends here. It took me a while to get up because the lady, the name she kept pronouncing, I wasn't sure who she was. It's not my name, that's not my name. So let me introduce myself. My name is Aonsi Onugwe. Okay? I'm the chairman of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, as most of you know. I want to thank, first of all, thank Jude Chiemeka, our acting CEO, for the strong delivery and the good account he's given of what the management has been up to for the last 6 months. He's hit the ground running, as the market performance says. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to welcome all of you to the facts behind the figures of Fidelity Bank's offer. And so it's my distinct pleasure to welcome all of you to this significant event. The NGX, as a business enabler, is committed to providing platforms that support issuers and market participants in achieving their business objectives. This event exemplifies our dedication to recognizing and providing visibility to issuers and market participants on the exchange's platform. So on behalf of the board and management of NGX, I once again extend a very warm welcome to the board and executive management of Fidelity Bank PLC, as well as all of you, our esteemed guests who are here present today. As we gather to delve into the details of this significant offer, it is essential to contextualize our discussion within the broader framework of Nigeria's evolving financial landscape. This year has been pivotal for the Nigerian banking sector, as we all know, marked by extremely proactive and substantial regulatory enhancements of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which are aimed at bolstering the resilience and stability of our financial institutions. The CBN has introduced a new recapitalization program, setting robust minimum capital requirements to ensure our banks are not only more solvent, but also capable of supporting the much-needed growth trajectory of the Nigerian economy. Today, as we discuss the strategic directions of Fidelity Bank PLC, it is imperative to recognize these developments as part of a larger narrative of resilience and innovation within our banking sector, and a testament to the robustness of Nigeria's regulatory environment, which continues to evolve to support our collective economic ambitions. In line with the developments in the sector, today marks a pivotal moment as Fidelity Bank PLC embarks on a strategic capital raise totaling 127 billion 100 million naira through a rights issue and a public offer. This combined offer is a testament to Fidelity's unwavering commitment to strengthening its own capital base and ensuring sustainable growth. Recognize the roles played by all of the professional parties to this transaction. And if I leave any company out, please, point it out to me so I can apologize. Stanbic IBTC Capital Limited, my former employers. The lead issuing house. The joint issuing houses, Ion Global Markets Limited, Cowrie Asset Management Limited, Afrinvest Capital Limited, FSL Securities Limited, Future View Financial Services Limited, Iroko Capital Market Advisory Limited, Kairos Capital Limited, Planets Capital Limited, along with the stockbrokers and solicitors to the transaction for their hard work and dedicated efforts towards opening of this combined offer today. This capital raise initiative underscores the bank's dedication to enhancing its operational efficiency and expanding its market presence. At NGX, Jude has spoken a bit about NGX, so I won't say too much. All I will tell you is that, we pride ourselves in our ability to offer a secure and efficient platform for capital formation and liquidity, supports both corporates and governments in achieving their strategic objectives. This year, we have facilitated the financing of over 3 trillion naira in capital raised by governments and corporates. This is a testament to our commitment to driving sustainable products and responsible investment in a market that is orderly and transparent by leveraging cutting-edge technology. We have achieved increased efficiency in terms of a competitive pricing structure, improved turnaround time to the market, and enhanced customer experience. We believe that it is our responsibility to strategically position ourselves to support the growth of our stakeholders. Let me reassure the leadership of Fidelity Bank PLC that in achieving your strategic business objectives, the NGX remains your trusted business partner. Thank you for your attention and presence here today. I look forward to the engaging discussions that will ensue and not only illuminate the promising future of Fidelity Bank, but also underscore the strength and potential of our financial markets. Thank you all for your time.
Just before we have the Managing Director of Fidelity Bank, shall we please have the Independence Director, Dr. Alhaji Issa Mohammed Inoa, for his short remarks. Thank you.
I think the only thing that she missed, she made me a doctor. Instead of, at least you got my name right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, for a moment I thought maybe I shouldn't even stand up because the chairman and the acting CEO had already sold our shares. They've said everything there was to say. And maybe the MD and all those fine ladies and gentlemen that are wearing face caps, we should just pack ourselves and go back to Kofa Bayan. Okay, so the chairman of the board is not is indisposed, and he has asked me to stand in for him and welcome everyone, and also to thank you for coming to this event of facts behind the figures in support of our capital raise. Capital raise for us is a strategic initiative. It is an imperative. And we started long before CBN actually came up with the policy on recapitalization. And that's why today we have a clear market. This is the first, of course, of a multi-stage approach that we intend to take, and not only to attain the 500 billion naira requirement, but our aspiration is actually to surpass it. Okay, so I welcome everyone. You are here to listen to a bank that has grown exponentially in the last 4 years. Perhaps the kind of growth that we have had has never been seen in the Nigerian financial system. And it is strong. It is based on strong fundamentals, on strict corporate governance, and on numbers that are sustainable over the short to long term. And this has been demonstrated not only in terms of our balance sheet footing, in terms of our profitability, but also with respect to the market. We have outperformed the all-share index twice in the last 3 years. And we also outperformed the banking index 4 times over the last 3 years, with share price growth of approximately over 250%. And I cannot think of any other financial institution that has done as well as we have done in the last 4 years, given where we're coming from and where we are today. So once again, on behalf of the board, the chairman particularly, and the management that is here, I welcome you. The MD, she's in charge, and I'm sure she'll give us a little bit more detail into not just why we're here, but why we should, people should buy our shares, particularly because we have the endorsement of the chairman and the acting CEO. Thank you very much.
Now, can we have the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Nneka Oyeyali Ikwe.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I stand here before you today as the MD of one of the fastest growing banks in Nigeria to mark the opening of our rights issue and public offer. A lot of work has gone into it, being the first offer in a long time in the banking industry. The combined offer by Fidelity Bank can be considered as a pacesetter in the light of the banking industry capitalization drive. Fidelity is the first to launch this offer out of the many following the announcement, recapitalization announcement by the government, by the CBN in March 2024. It is important to highlight, just like Alhaji said, that our capital raising process was proactively initiated after obtaining approval from our shareholders in August 2023. This is part of our strategic growth plan to raise additional capital to meet our growth needs. Given that Fidelity Bank has already started the process of raising capital, additional capital, ahead of central bank's directive, requiring the banks to raise minimum capital base of 200 billion for national banks and 500 billion for banks with international operation like ours, amongst other capital requirements. This didn't come as a surprise to us. As for us in Fidelity Bank, the CBN recapitalization directive presents a significant opportunity for a stronger and more resilient banking industry. We have embraced the challenge as a catalyst to propel us towards our long-term vision of becoming a market leader across every product that we offer and segment that we serve, not just in Nigeria, but as an international bank. The proceeds from this pace-setting 127.1 billion capital raise via the rights issue and public offer will be instrumental in achieving our strategic growth plans. These funds will be deployed to drive the following growth aspirations, including, first, business and regional expansion. We will strategically expand our footprints within and outside Nigeria to serve as a broader customer base and to unlock new market opportunities. Secondly, we will have what we call technological transformation. We are committed to leveraging proprietary technology to improve operational efficiency and deliver exceptional customer service. Thirdly, we intend to diversify and grow by investing in IT infrastructure and product distribution channels. We will aim to diversify our earnings base through digitalization and business expansion. Lastly, we increase our capacity to support our customers. The offer will increase our capacity to support our customers and their businesses. In summary, businesses to thrive and economies to prosper. We recognize the importance of our investors and are committed to delivering value to them as well. Our track record of accelerated growth and consistent dividend payment is a testament to this. The combined offer opened today, Thursday, 20th June 2024, and it is scheduled to close Monday, 29th of July 2024. This offer presents an attractive opportunity for investors to join us on our exciting journey. With the rights issue priced at N$9.25 per share and the 5 kobo per share. Application for the combined offer could be made by submitting a physical participation or application form to any of the issuing houses or authorized registered receiving agents. For the e-application, we have consummated all the APIs for the NGX e-portal, and we'll be ready to plug in immediately the platform is ready. We will communicate that as soon as possible. We are grateful to the NGX for their continued support and for providing us a platform to raise capital to achieve our goals. We also extend our sincere appreciation to our regulators, namely the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Furthermore, we thank all the professional parties, the issuing houses, the legal advisors, the stockbrokers, the receiving banks, and all parties to the offer. Most importantly, we thank our esteemed investors. Your trust and confidence in us are the cornerstones of our success. Today, as we embark on this journey, we celebrate this milestone and our commitment to excellence and a shared vision for a brighter future as a major player in the global financial market. My colleague Stanley, who is the Executive Director responsible for the capital raise exercise, will walk us through the presentation deck, focus on why our esteemed investors should take the advantage of this rare investment opportunity. Thank you once again for joining us in this momentous occasion. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Stanley, Executive Director of Fidelity Bank. I'm here to discuss the facts behind the offer, and I'm just here to present the deck for our 127.1 billion offer. This is the content of this presentation. It has the overview of Fidelity Bank PLC, operating performance, the offer, and the key investment considerations. Okay, we'll just start with the history or key milestones and achievements of this bank, starting from 1988, when Fidelity Bank was incorporated as a merchant bank, then converted to a commercial bank in 1989, became a universal bank in 2001, moved on to merge with FSB and Mani sometime in 2005, and the first IPO was listed on the NGS, of course, would have been a Nigerian Stock Exchange at that time in 2005. And then it goes down to 2010, 2015, when we divested non-banking activities and became a commercial bank with international authorization. And then issued the first Eurobond of $300 billion somewhere in 2013. And then the second 7-year, $30 billion domestic bond in 2015. All the way to 2023. 2023, we had some milestones here too. We raised about 13.9 billion, 13.972 billion through a private placement that was listed on this exchange, and then acquired Union Bank UK, which is now called Feed Bank UK, just to consummate our license as an international bank. That was done sometime in July 2023. Okay, so the next slide talks about the snapshot of Fidelity Bank's business. Our share structure is well diversified. You won't have any single individual name that has up to 5%. That's the diversity we have in our share ownership. On the corporate structure, we are here, Fidelity in Nigeria. We have one subsidiary today in UK, that's Feedbank UK, which we own 100%. Geographical location, of course, in Nigeria, we have 251 locations here, and then a subsidiary, wholly owned subsidiary in the United Kingdom. On the listings, we're listed on the NGS. We're also listed for our bond listing on the FMDQ, and Euronext for our Eurobond listing. And then for ratings, we have Augusto rated by Augusto, GCR, Fitch Ratings, S&P, and Moody. And the different ratings are there: A stable for Augusto, A stable for GCR, B minus positive, and B for Fitch. And then all that, of course, we are limited by the macro for most of the international ratings. And then if you talk about business segment, we make 12%. Business is divided 12% from investment banking, corporate banking 24%, and then retail and commercial banking 64%. Employees have over 3,000 employees, 51% female and 49% male. So the other part talks about our business office I mentioned. We have 251 business offices, 842 ATMs, banking agents 20,000, and so on. 8.3 million customers, and 5.1 million are doing it digitally. Okay, yeah, this is our board, 14-member board, led by our chairman, the inaugural CEO of AMCON, and well-diversified and qualified board members. Communication is very strong. Discussions are very strong because people come in with background from oil and gas, banking, and all the different facets of human endeavor. So we have a very strong and committed board. Yeah, now this slide speaks to our position in the market today. So we're looking at the different areas of total assets, net loans, deposits. And we will see from the ranking, based on the last the audited account as at 31st of December 2023, we rank, you'll find us number 5 or 6, depending on what you're looking at. If you're looking at total assets today, we are number 6 in the market, in the banking sector. If you're talking about net loans, we are number 5. Deposits, we are number 6. So averagely, we have the 6th position in the market, depending on what you're looking at, the particular index you're looking at. Now, we've done well in the market, and this is anchored on what we call our strategic plan, made up of driven by the 7 core pillars of our activities. That starts from brand refresh to workforce transformation, digital transformation, innovation, service excellence, accelerated growth, and then performance discipline. These are the 7 core pillars that drives our strategy, and that's helped us to leapfrog to the level where we've gotten today. Now, we're also very strong on ESG, both the environment, social, governance, and the economics. We've done 21% reduction in energy consumption over the last 3 years. We've done 28% reduction in carbon footprint over the last 3 years as well, 15% reduction in paper usage, and 9,200 kg e-waste sustainably disposed. If we talk about the employee end, we'll talk about 51% female employees, 29% of women in top management position, first female MD/CEO in the bank's board, since the bank started. Currently, we have the first female MD/CEO, superintending over, and that shows the level of commitment this bank has given to issues around the ESG and all that. So we also have other things we are doing in CSR, trying to help out in projects for schools, over 700 million invested in education, environment, health, social welfare, youth empowerment. And we'll continue to do that. Our staff are also committed to CSR projects within the country as well. Now, we'll go to the operating performance and operating and financial performance. We'll start by saying we have a long-standing franchise in Nigeria, over 35 years of operation. number 6 in the banking industry today. We have a diversified portfolio across sectors and market segments. If you talk about resilience and sustainable financial performance as well, we have sustained a strategy of mobilizing low-cost funds. Today, we have 97% of our deposits coming from CASA, which is low-cost funds, and that's helped us to improve our net interest margin to about 8.1%, which is quite good. We have also engaged in cost optimization to ensure that all the activities we are doing will channel to managing cost enough to improve our performance as well. We've increased our savings deposit, demand deposits, as said, and that helps us to decrease cost of funding. We also talk about the quality of our assets. You know, we have a very well-diversified loan portfolio. We've been able to maintain a very good NPL ratio over the years. It's never gone beyond the requirement, the regulatory limit of 5%. So we've maintained it at those levels. We've also made sure that the provisioning we've done is very strong so that it's covered over 100% coverage. Another issue we've seen, one of the strongest and safest banks in Nigeria, total we have CAR of 16.2%, and of course we improve as soon as we raise the capital. We've also been successful in most of the euro bonds we've issued. In most instances, oversubscribed over the years from 2023 to the last one that was issued in 2021. And again, we have a very strong executive team. Average experience of our board is anywhere around 170 years. You know, combined experience of the board very strong, and proven track record of implementing innovative products in the market. So this is our scorecard. You know, this scorecard is taken from financial year 2020 to financial year 2023. On the different indices, I'll start with gross earnings. Gross earnings, we've seen gross earnings grow from 206 billion in 2020 financial year to 556 billion. This is a cumulative average growth rate, or CAGR, of 39%. PBT has also seen a major growth from 28 billion in 2020 to 124 billion in 2023 financial year, CAGR of 64% growth. Savings account follows the same trend from 424 billion to 881 billion, which is a CAGR of 28%. Low-cost deposits has also seen growth from 1.3 trillion to 3.9 trillion. That's a CAGR, or cumulative average growth rate, of 44%. Total deposits, 33% CAGR growth from 1.7 billion to 4 trillion, 1.7 trillion to 4 trillion, and that's 33% CAGR. And then net loans, 32% from 1.3 trillion to 3 trillion. So this is how far we've gone with our shares. Today, we have 32 billion units of shares. We've taken this snapshot on the 5th of June when they were preparing this. The share price was 10.80 naira. Yesterday it was 10.85, I think close to that, 10.40. So we've seen about 85.9% increase in share price in the last 12 months. Considerably paid dividend in the last 18 years. We are one of the 6 banks that pay interim dividend today in the market. You know, so I mean, we are very, very focused on making sure that stakeholders and those who invest in our shares are being rewarded, as required. Yeah, so for the public offer opportunity, these are some comments. Between January 2021 and June 2024, Fidelity Bank shares has outperformed the NGS All Share Index and the Nigerian Banking Index. So our share price experienced a remarkable growth of 290% compared to 141%, and that is recorded by both the All Shares and the Banking Index, respectively. So, I mean, this is a share that's growing and will continue to grow with all the efforts that we intend to put into ensuring that your investment in this bank, you know, becomes well rewarded at the end of the day. Now, this is the offer. This is the rationale for the offer. We want to stay ahead. You know, staying ahead due to the advances in technology and rapid evolution in the banking industry. it's very important that we stay ahead. So the essence is that part of the funds that will be realized or the process of this offer will be deployed to make sure that we keep being competitive, we keep making our touch points very efficient so that our customers will have a very good experience, interacting with Fidelity Bank. We are redefining business structure. The bank is seeking to undertake landmark projects and business initiatives that will refine the business structure and diversify its earnings in the process. We plan to capitalize on the vast opportunities in Nigeria by expanding our footprints in Nigeria and also going outside the country. We started off last year with the UK, so we still believe there are other opportunities in Africa and other parts of the world. Of course, we just mentioned entry into foreign markets and then stay through processes again to make sure that our services are very efficient and people can interact with us. So this is the deal. We are offering 10 billion units for ordinary shares for the public offer at 9.75 kobo. And the rights use 3.2 billion ordinary shares of 50 kobo each for 9.25 kobo. This offer is being led, the lead issuing house, Stanbic IBTC, with other joint issuing houses as listed. And the combined offer size is 127.1 billion. And of course, the purpose, as I mentioned before, upgrade our infrastructure in IT, regional expansion, and improve product distribution channels. Offer opens today, 20th of June 2024, and will close on Monday, the 29th of July 2024. So now, this is the investment considerations before I conclude. We believe that banking sector is very, very attractive, remains a very attractive sector. The outlook is positive for the sector. And with the current markets that we have, both the money market and all that, so we believe that we'll take advantage of all that's happening in the market to also improve our earnings so that our investors will see value by investing in Fidelity Bank. We believe that innovation and digitization is another way for us to ensure that we continue to improve on what we do and make our touch points very effective. So the bank intends to invest in IT to also improve activities and earnings. That's a compelling growth story of the bank. So you have Fidelity Bank remains focused on growing its reach within and outside Nigeria. So we've done 251 locations here. We're already in UK, and we believe that the other opportunities we are seeing in other markets within Africa. And what this will help is for us to be out there in the market and continue to increase value for our investors. We've seen a sustained year-on-year growth in this bank, as I just mentioned, or as I just showed when I was discussing the scorecard. So that also shows that with the race done, we believe that we improve even a lot more, because we're going to deploy these funds to ensure that the performance of the bank continues to increase going forward. Again, what that supports this consideration, if you look at the experienced board and executive management, these are people you can trust your funds into. What we've done over the years, will give you the comfort that we have the level of experience to manage these funds effectively and be able to create value for investors. There are also attractive returns on investment. We've mentioned how we performed. Our ROE today is 26.5%. We have been able to do well when it comes to our benchmarking, both the all-share index and the banking index. These are things that I believe investors will look out for and see a particular stock that will make that value for them. We'll talk about consistent dividend payout. As I mentioned, for 18 years we've paid dividend. We're one of the 6 banks today paying interim dividend in the market. And what that does is to make sure that we have liquidity in the hands of investors throughout the year. We don't want to wait for year-end alone to pay. We'll pay you at half year and pay you full year. There are a few banks doing that, and we're one of those banks. So that's also an advantage. We believe that this offer is attractive. Today, as I mentioned, the market is closed at 10 naira 40. This price is coming at a discount both for the public offer and the right issue. So we invite all shareholders, to come in and be part of what we're doing and take a slice of Fidelity Bank. Thank you very much for your attention, please.
Thank you very much, sir. It is now time for questions. We'll take questions in sets of 3. If you have questions, you should please signify by raising up your hand. We have one there. The mics, please, that side. There is one here. There's one behind. And do we have any other person? There's someone with the mic, Tayo, please. Yes. Do we have any other person? Yes. 3. Yeah. Can I have it?
Good afternoon, all. My name is Dr. Emeka Okolo. I trade for Mountain Trust Limited. I'm used to asking questions, but today I think I will start with recommendation. Fidelity, as the sitting chairman said, has grown exponentially. That is very, very commendable. Among the 6 banks, Fidelity is paying interim dividends. But there's one question. When are you transiting to first tier? That's one. I looked at the presentation, very good presentation, I must say. But I didn't see the projections. We deal with figures here. I didn't see the projections, say 2025, where you would like to be in the next 5 years and all that. You're agenda friendly. I recognize that, but I don't think it is reflected in your board. I think we have only 4 females in the board. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Muritala Oladimeji, Milestone Capital Management. Fidelity Bank, PLC, your slogan is we keep our words. Fidelity, we keep our words, which was borrowed from the slogan of the stockbroking profession. Stockbrokers keep their words. That's the slogan. My word is my bond. Thank you for keeping your word for 18 years. Consistent dividend for 18 years. I'm aware that the radio station that investors listen to is YFM. YFM means what is in it for me. And that is what drives the market price. Looking at your average prospectus, I'm marrying it with the dividend paid last year for year 2023 that paid this year of 60 kobo, just 10 kobo above Wema Bank, and your market price presently, of which this offer price was determined efficiently by the issuing house, as led by Stanbic IBTC, the professional in issuing houses. My worry is this. This offers, the twin offer is going to be successful by the grace of God. You are coming from 32 billion shares, of which you paid 60 kobo. And we're adding both combined offer, which will take you to 45.2 billion shares. What is your dividend expectation going forward? If I want to marry your word, we are Fidelity, we keep our words. What is your dividend expectation? Because it is the dividend that the investor that will stimulate a lot of people to say, Mr. Stockbroker, buy Fidelity for me. Buy Fidelity for me. And the elementary principle of economics will operate in the market. and that will drive value for Fidelity brand. Are we expecting you so soon to come for consolidation? Thank you very much.
The last question for this round.
The chairman and the team from Fidelity, for the records, my name's Nona Awo, and I do work for Palesa Capital Markets Associates. Interestingly, it's almost 20 years that you last came to the market for an IPO, which means that some of the tricks that you used then, you probably will have lost track. But I'm sure in the next couple of weeks, once you begin to run the streets of Lagos and major cities in the country, some of those tricks will come back. But let me start on the note that your price mix has already fed you 5 billion. That I thought was also smart. But my major concern, taking it from the last speaker, has to do with the fact that we are hoping to put 22.6 billion in the regional space of your business, and realizing that you have 48 months to execute this. It is certain that of the 127 billion, you already have identified some markets that you want to be in Africa. I'm not sure that given your proximity to London, you want to start from North Africa, but it would be interesting to know where you headed, because that itself will have some impact as to what investors will also be expecting. The other issue that I also think that I will be interested in you speaking around has to do with the non-banking business. Because with so much money, some hanging in the front pocket, some by the side, some at the back, I'm sure you're looking for where to put part of those money, hence the scale that you gave. But will you be tempted to go back to non-banking business, realizing that there is also money to be made in that location? I will also be interested, if you don't mind, you speaking around the landmark project and business initiative. And the reason I've asked the question that I've asked is basically to give me some understanding. And I'm sure that other persons who will also be listening to you will then begin to also factor or where the next box will be coming from in terms of big returns. And with the permission of the CEO, one of the misinterpretations I find each time you present your gender balance, because I live in Western Nigeria, has to do with the general saying of the Yorubas. They will tell you that some women are 3, obìnrin mẹ́rin, obìnrin márùn. So when you put 49 to 51, I'm not sure that they factor in that position. So that figure itself may not be correct. The women may be far ahead of the men in terms of the gender balance. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, can we have responses to the questions?
Thank you very much for that question. I think I'll start with the first one, which is the easiest. I'm sure you recall that where Fidelity is now in terms of numbers is way ahead of when the Tier 1, Tier 2 distinction was made. But since then they have not revised it. But however, when we hit our 500 billion, there will be no dispute about whether we're first one or Tier 1 or Tier 2. So when we get there, we know we're getting there. There will be no question of who is Tier 1 or who is Tier 2. We are non-disputed Tier 1. And everything we need to get to 500 billion is already in place. So I think the question is a bit, it's been taken care of by the central bank directive. Because when we make our 500 billion, there will be no question of who is tier 1 or tier 2 again. The game will separate the boys from the children, from the men. Okay, you also asked a question about our shares and the dividend that we paid. The dividend we paid total this year was 85 kobo, not 85 kobo, not 65. So we need to correct that. And our dividend policy, it's between 25% and 40%, and we'll continue to enhance that because we also know that investors are interested in their dividend. Our dividend yield in the last 5 years has been 11%, but I'll let the CFO speak more about it to you. We definitely understand that everybody comes to here with what is the need for you. So Fidelity has grown exponentially in the last 3 to 4 years, and we have so much in the park that we even went to the market before now to expand our capacity to do business. So we know what to do. We've grown on CAGR of 65% on year on business growth, and that is why we know that what to do with 500 billion. It's aside from all what we've said to you about expansion and all that, the business itself needs the money because we have a lot of businesses, and we have had situations where we've had to go into all manner of collaborations with other banks that will take out immediately by the fact that when you have 500 billion. So I'll have him speak to the numbers in terms of the CFO speak to numbers in terms of putting numbers to it. But what to do with the money, we've always known. With a CAGR of 65% year-on-year business growth on our PBT, we'll be able to make adequate returns to our customers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, MD, and thank you so much for that question. Like the MD rightly said, we have crunched the numbers. The average dividend yield we've had in the last 3 to 5 years has been 11%. And the simulation we have done post-capitalization will take us to dividend yield of about 15.5%. But again, I think it's important to let you know that, yes, these numbers we are talking about for 2023 is good. But the more important thing is the sustainability of these numbers. Taking our Q1 position of 2024 to tell you of the growth trajectory, our return on average equity of 26.5 we did in December last year, we landed 28%. You can see the growth. Our NIM went from 8.1% of December last year to 8.8. And our cost of risk came down from 2.6% to 1.5%. And talking of the strength of our capital base, from 16.1, we landed at 16.3%. That's just to tell you that within that space of 3 months, you can see the growth trajectory. So the sustainability of these numbers are very key, and we are committed to continue in that light. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Muritala Oladimeji. You asked about what is the need for me for investors, and it's very important that we also look at how far we've come for investors. I will just take a look at how far we've gone the last 5 years. 5 years, taking from 31st of May 2019, for instance, the share price of Fidelity was 1.68 Naira. If you take it to what happened by May 2023, the last statistic, it was around 10.20 Naira. So capital appreciation, we've done 507%, which means an average of 100% per annum. I don't think there are very few stocks, that's been able to cover both inflation and everything. What it means that even if cost of borrowing, inflation has been well covered by what has happened in the market and what Fidelity has done over this year. So I feel that that's a very strong one for investors, aside the dividend payout that has been mentioned over time. So we'll continue to do that, and our dream or our plan is to make sure that we even do more for investors going forward in the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the question from Mr. Nonawo has to do with where next, which other market to go to. For us, as you mentioned, we're already in London. And what we're doing is customer-led. We're not just going to places, we're going to where our customers are currently. And what that helps us to do is that we hit the ground running. We're not just going to start looking for new customers to onboard. There are a lot of countries in Africa today, both East and West Africa, where we've seen our customers calling for the services. We want to have a straight-through service for our customers. We don't want to serve them in Nigeria and other people be serving them out there in the market. So we have identified some of these countries both in West Africa and Southern Africa and all those areas. Those are the places we're targeting. We've done our feasibility studies and viability studies of these places. So as soon as the opportunity presents itself, of course, those are the areas where we are looking at, and we'll be able to hit the ground running and contribute effectively to the performance of the bank as well. Thank you.
Just to add that as a strategy, we are more inclined to brownfields than greenfields. What this does is that what you acquire, there is already a balance sheet to work with. So there's already capacity on ground, and then you scale it from there. So that helps a whole lot to reduce the time to profit for business. Thank you.
Yes, please. Questions? We have one here. Dio. To bring in the mic. Any other hand? Yes, please.
Good afternoon. Mine is not really a question, but some commendation for the management, the board and management of Fidelity. As I sat back here, I recall with great nostalgia the beginning of Fidelity, having known the journey from 152 Awolowo Road, where the chief promoter was, to this place, where I served in the banking supervision department at the time. And I could see the picture of the red-covered feasibility report that was submitted, written by Obieri and the JECAM, that was submitted here. And then looking at the history of Fidelity, where you are coming from, it shows great resilience and great focus of the management and the board of Fidelity. And I'd like to commend you for what you have done. Only very few banks could have gone the way you have gone without, to reach number 6 by your own growth, without acquisitions and all of that, except for Union Bank London. I don't think you have made a local acquisition that much, and so that shows the strength of the management. And I'm very confident that coming from where you started to where you are today, and that there's great hope for this bank and all the investors. I'm truly very proud to have been associated with this institution at that level, at that time. So congratulations.
We have one more here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Yusuf Mwen. I'm the founder of Camodi. Now is not just a question, it's just to keep confidence on the investors. Because one guy has a question that we got this money, how do you want to utilize? I can give you a testimony that the bank has a focus. My company is one of the companies in Nigeria today. It's a general manufacturing company. In West Africa, we are the best. And I attended an event about 2 weeks ago in Europe. Among all these, I want the participants in the whole world. My company is the only black man in West Africa. And I can tell you that we got this ground running because of the Fidelity Bank. They're investing in us and they're entrusting us, they're in our business. I can give you a confidence that we give them any amount. I will encourage all the investment capital here to invest in the Fidelity Bank. When you invest in them, they are coming to us. They are entrusting money in our custody and we utilize the money. So they know everything about us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Do we have any other question? We'll take it that that's the end of the question and answer session. Shall we please have the vote of thanks from the doyen of the market, Alhaji Rashid Yusuf.
I want to start by congratulating the management for coming here. Let me start by congratulating the board and management of this bank for coming here to give us what I believe is a very enriching presentation. Not only is it enriching, it's a presentation that you have made out of confidence that you believe that you have a good story to tell. And I think we have all listened carefully to your presentation. And I can tell you that we're impressed. We're impressed with so many facets of your presentation. We're impressed with the fact that your chairman made a good presentation, very youthful looking gentleman. We speak for youthfulness in your bank. Your MD did the same thing, gave us all the facts and figures. And then you have your supporting executive. Altogether, give us a picture that every broker here will be going back saying, well, they have said it right here, and they will continue to say to your shareholder and prospective shareholder that this is a bank that we can conveniently recommend that you put your money into. And I think that's a good thing. We are impressed with your historical performance. We are impressed with what you are promising to do. We are also impressed with the fact that you have always been paying dividend and you are promising to keep that track. Because at the end of the day, we represent investing public, and they are interested in what return you are paying for them for putting their money or entrusting their money in your organization. So I'm delighted with what I have had today, and you can also see that from the question and comments from broken community that your presentation has been very well received. You tick all the boxes. You are gender friendly. You have a good profitability record. You've been paying dividend, and you are promising to move from a medium-sized want irregular feedback information, whether they are challenging. We are ready to accept that and then to understand you better and continue to support you.
Thank you, Alhaji. At this juncture, we'll bring this to a close. Thank you to everyone that has joined us today. It was great seeing everyone. My name is Ayomide Oguntoye, and until next time, thank you. Please, can we have the photo session?